everybody, my name is Axel and welcome to Trails Through Daybreak Debrief. First of all, I would like to say that I'm glad I was wrong about Daybreak. As you know, we started our Trails journey with Cold Steel 1, fell in love with Class 7, and continued on to Cold Steels 2 and 3 before we went back to play the other games, the Sky games and the Crossbell arc. That's a lot of games to catch up, but the thought of all these characters showing up in Cold Steel 4 was a good motivator for me to continue on. Well, it did pay off because we actually enjoyed the Sky games and Crossbell arc. Now Cold Steel 4 came and went, Reverie came and went, and now we're starting with a new arc, the Calvert arc, Trails Through Daybreak. And I was a bit worried because we're being introduced to new sets of characters. Van, Agnes, Aaron, I didn't even know their names before I started playing the game, except for Van, I guess. But knowing that Ren was to have an influential spot in Daybreak made me a bit less nervous because, as you know, Ren is my favorite character in the Trails games. But we lost Reen, we lost Randy, we even lost Olivier or Olivert because this story is more focused on Calvert and they have their own sets of problems after the events of Reverie. So characters, the loss of some of our beloved characters made me anxious or nervous as to whether or not will I enjoy the game as much. But yeah, I'm happy to say that I was freaking wrong. Hella wrong. Currently, I will rank Daybreak as the most fun Trails that I have ever played. And it's all because of the characters. The latest sets of characters that Falcom introduced us with. And of course, it begins with Van. So we're used to Trails' main characters or protagonists to be goody-goody two-shoes. We have Estelle in the Sky games, Lloyd in Crossbell, and Reen in the Cold Steel games. But Van is different. He is as gray as they come. He doesn't care who he gets his work from, although there are lines that he will not cross. A normal citizen, even a minor criminal, can get help from Arkwright Solutions. So, with that background of Van and his company, there's already a radical shift between him as a protagonist and the other protagonists of the Trails games. It doesn't hurt that he has a sweet tooth, so just like me, so yeah, I kind of want to root for him more because of that connection. And I noticed that he is the most fleshed out main character at the beginning of the series. Van, at the beginning of Daybreak, was already explored heavily. He is a gray character. He's like a gray bracer. So he functions like a bracer guild, but he doesn't have the bracer's code. He likes sweets. He likes his truck. He's a car enthusiast. He's a movie enthusiast. And yeah, there are a lot of characteristics being dropped in on Van at the beginning of his game. So we continue the game knowing all these information about Van and having to interact with how he will respond to certain situations. You know, the game has this diagram, lawful, chaos, and neutral thing. So kind of like Mass Effect. So that is a freaking awesome mechanic that ties in completely to the character of Van. And his reactions, his comments, he's really fun, you know. I keep saying that during the playthrough that he is so chaotic. Sometimes he brings the chaos with him. Sometimes he just steers the already present chaos, you know, just for laughs, just for cash, anything. He's really gray, so while the other protagonist might shy away from doing something because it might injure their moral codes, Van has no moral code outside of the lines that he drew. Lines that he will never cross, no matter how much money he can get if he does those things. He's cool, he's pragmatic, he likes cars, and he likes sweets. So he's a very well put together character at the beginning. So of course we still have 2 more games, so there might be more backstory to him. And there are a lot of mysteries left when we ended Daybreak, so hopefully those will be answered. So the other protagonist for Daybreak is Agnes. So far, she has her moment, but aside from the Epstein legacy, nothing seems to be out of the ordinary for her so far. She does have very nice interactions with the team, especially when she's scolding Aaron and, being a protective sister to Ferry. But we've seen characters like those. I'm hoping that the next games of Daybreak will give her a more, shall we say, personality. I really can't describe it. But she's a good character. And she helps move the story forward because of the Genesis connection. But other than that, yeah. I really can't think much different from her in Reset, for example. They're just there. But hopefully we'll get more story out of Agnes. So we also have Elaine. So Elaine was introduced in Reverie. First A-rank bracer from Calvard. So she's solid. She does have good interactions with the group, especially with Van and Kincaid, even with Zinn. She has very good interactions with them. But dare I say it, she is a bit boring because unlike Sarah was wild. So Sarah was the Class A bracer from Erebonia. She was wild. But we now have Elaine here. Her backstory makes it up though. She's been childhood friends with Van. Her father is one of the richest anti-immigration power in Calvard. And her father set the motion for what happened to Van. I still don't know who adopted Van, but it was under orders from Elaine's dad. I forgot his name. Holy hell. Anyway, the Eclair Candy Lord, I guess. But seeing some of the trailers for Daybreak 2 and 3, I have a feeling that Elaine will be joining Arkwright Solutions, so maybe her boringness is tied to her not wanting to ruin the reputation of the Bracer Guild. And of course, I am excited to what Falcom will bring for Elaine in the future games. So hopefully they'll flesh her out, give her a more, chaotic energy and chaotic interactions with Arkwright Solutions, if I'm correct that she will join Van's company. Now, speaking of chaotic character, we have Aaron. And from the beginning, since we met him,
I'm leading the charge here, so you'd better not look down on me, you old pro
what?
Who's much more skilled than me.
And when we're fighting Dante's.
The crap that's coming out of your mouth is as dumb as your hair, asshole!
We cannot and will not overlook.
In the Calvard Tower there. He's freaking funny. So that's always a big plus. He doesn't give a damn. And it's quite nice to see characters who are adults in the Zemuria world, like Van and Aaron. So we get to see some of their crazy compared to, we're used to our protagonists being reserved, being polite, humble, and we have Aaron, an asshole. but he's our asshole. And I'm excited. Maybe the Tyrant story will play a factor again in the future games because I don't think that's finished. I think the Tyrant is still lurking around there, just like the Daybreak demon and the final boss that we fought in Daybreak. So, like Elaine, I'm hoping to see more of Eren. Hopefully he gets explored further, especially the Tyrant. Maybe he can get an ogre power fueled by the Tyrant. I don't know. Hopefully. Because outside of Van, we are relying in Eren during our fights. And from the chaotic energies of both Van and Eren, we have Fairy. You know, she's young. I think she's 13 years old. A Jaeger that by the end of Daybreak is maybe thinking about joining the Bracer. So mirroring Feast's journey in Cold Steel from a Jaeger to a Bracer. And I mentioned that Van and Eren, being adults, get more crazy. It's really funny and, I guess wholesome seeing Fairy's reaction to the craziness of Van and Eren. And I guess that bolsters up Agnes's character because she does play Fairy's older sister. So yeah. I'm not expecting much with Fairy. I think her story is more tied with her brother, Qasim, the quote-unquote strongest warrior in Zemuria for some reason. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So we go to Catra. He does have his moments, but like Agnes, he's just sort of there. He does have good skills, and his innocence about the world matches Fairy. But after the Basel incident, he's sort of just there. He's a part of Arkwright Solutions, but I don't know. I don't feel him contributing much to the plot until we discovered that he may have suffered the same thing that Van did. I remember that part where he said something to the TLoH. So whatever Van experienced before, it seems like Catra also experienced it. I'm sure that Falcom will not leave us hanging with that unknown information about Catra's past. So hopefully it gets explored. There are a lot of things here about the characters that I hope will be explored in the future games. Yeah, because this is an arc. So not all developments will happen in game 1. And we do have a lot of characters here. But aside from Van and Eren, yeah, I have my eye on Catra. Maybe he was a guest also in, the DG cult lodges? Or maybe he has a demon himself. Maybe. So there are a lot of questions about Catra, and that makes me curious. May not be relying much on him during combat, but his story after that reveal in Daybreak kind of opened up. He became, I guess, something more. His character got depth. So we'll see. Hopefully we get to see that and bring closure to Catra. So the two other characters here, Rosette and Burgard, they're just there, but knowing them, they have a point to be just there. They are connected to the major powers in the story. Rosette with Marduk and Burgard with the Dominions. And especially for Burgard, since he's old, he's wise, and I guess he's more in control of his emotions. Him being just there, as a support for Van, makes sense. Although it did irritate me whenever he says or think like he knows something, but he doesn't, say it to us, to the player. So it does help with the mystery, but it just kind of annoyed me. Same with Rosette. Since she's connected with Marduk, and I think Marduk is going to try a power play in the future games, I'm excited to see how Rosette will reconcile the fact that she is a Marduk employee. She has bonded with the Arkwright Solutions crew. So I see that there's going to be some sort of conflict. I'm pretty sure Marduk and Arkwright Solutions will come head to head. So can't wait to see how Rosette is going to handle that. So we were introduced to a lot of characters. We have the Dominions, Celis, and I think it was Leon. We have the Papal Guard dude, I forgot his name, holy hell. And, of course, Almara. But for the Arkwright Solutions part of the characters, I can name 2 characters who I really like. Judith and Shizuna. Judith is fun. Her interactions with the group, how she reacts to certain situations, and her battle dialogue. Take him out! I really like that. And she doesn't take crap from anybody, so I really like that part of Judith. Although I'm not sure why, I guess being a phantom thief isn't an Erebonia thing? I don't know. But her being another phantom thief like Blue Blanc, there's a mystery there. There's a story there. And hopefully Falcom explores that further. Now Shizuna. Yes. I never thought I would like Shizuna because of what happened to Reen in Reverie. I really like Reen. And his sword being broken by Shizuna, yeah, that came out of nowhere for me. But seeing her in action in Daybreak and how adorable she is, yeah, I really like Shizuna. I don't see, maybe she'll be a bonding events thing. Maybe she'll join Arkwright Solutions and she'll be a romantic interest to Van, but I don't see it. I see her more as an annoying, I guess, little sister. I'm not sure who is older, Shizuna or Van. Well, let's say a sister. An annoying sister who is so freaking adorable but can kick your ass whenever she wants. So, yeah, I like her interactions with Van. And, of course, I can't wait to see more of her in the future Daybreak games. So I guess those are the notable characters in the Arkwright Solutions part. Yeah, we got Qasim, the strongest warrior. Yeah, that's a big question mark for me. How the hell can just standing there using your weapon make you the strongest warrior? The weapon is strong. I don't know about Qasim though, but they are really building him up to be the strongest. I don't know why. Maybe he's the strongest warrior in the Kruger Jaeger Corps? Maybe. But the way they put him in the pedestal makes me think that they think of him as the strongest in Calvard. Maybe even the continent. I don't know. Because the boss and, the Red Constellation leader is gone. But, yeah, we'll see. We'll see about Qasim in the future games. We finished Daybreak 1, but there are still a lot of mysteries left to be discovered, which I hope will be explored in Daybreak 2. I'm not expecting them to be answered there, but, more context for the mysteries here. Some of the questions that really linger in my mind is Nina, another character who I like, but she has this mystery. I think I asked this in the video of whether she may be a member of the Hexen clan. because she is hiding something and she knows more than she lets on. Really curious about Nina. And Mare is also a big question mark, alongside the Grendel. Because the way we understand it, the way it was explained to us, the stun caliber and Mare were products of Marduk. So Van is just field testing them. But Mare is sentient when near the Genesis. So how is Mare and the Grendel connected with the Genesis? I made a speculation that maybe Mare is a Septarion and Grendel is, I don't know, maybe a holy beast? That is very out there. That's a very out there theory. But yeah, I really can't think of anything else unless Mare is another singularity like in Reverie. But I doubt it. So what is Mare? How was Marduk able to conceive and create this AI with sentience? And we know that Mare was created by accident, if I recall correctly. But what about the Grendel? Was it created as an accident as well? Does Marduk own the Grendel? Yeah, so more questions. One final question I have is about what happened to Cray. So Cray was nuked, Dingo died, but will Cray be Calvard's Hummel? Because Hummel was a big incident. It spanned the Sky Games. I guess it skipped over Crossbell, but both Sky and Cold Steel have the Hummel connection. So what about Cray? I don't know, but from where I'm standing, Cray suffered more compared to Hummel. Because Cray was nuked. Big time. Got wiped off the map. So, what will be the repercussions with the Cray incident? Will it be a big deal like Hummel was to Cold Steel, or will it just be one of those incidents forgotten by Falcom, like the Salt Pail? It's been a few years, decades even, but still don't know what happened to the Salt Pail. Where did it come from? Why did it appear? So there are a lot of questions then. We do know what happened to Cray. We do know who made that happen, but I want to see more throwbacks to Cray, especially to Dingo. So yeah, those are some of the things that I question regarding Daybreak and the future games. And of course, it won't be a Trails game without good music, but unfortunately, I only have two music that stuck with me, not including the opening. Opening is awesome. So the OST that really struck me were the Grimcat OST, the battle theme with Grimcat. I think it was supposed to be some kind of a joke battle theme, but it did remind me of Zed's battle music, in Wild Arms. So yeah, it's, as the kids say, a banger of a battle music. Too bad it didn't play more. I think it only played 2-3 times the entire game. Well, yeah, what can we do? And the one music that really, has a big impact on me, I think it's titled What Is Ahead of You, the piano opening thing. Apparently we first heard it in Reverie. It's like every game in the series has to have kids suffering. Oh, music's nice though. I wasn't going to let it be an aimless journey from now on either. Whoa. Oh, I like this music. I double checked my video about Reverie, and the music first played during Elaine's daydream. So that made the association for me that whenever that music played, I related to Elaine. So it's nice to see that my current reaction for the music and Elaine was set up in Reverie without me even realizing it. Because, yeah, of course I played Reverie, I saw the daydream, but you know me, I forget stuff. A lot. So yeah, we have two music here that really stuck with me. Bit low for a Trails game, but what can we do? It is what it is. So in conclusion, like I mentioned earlier, Trails Through Daybreak is the most fun Trails game I've played. Because of the characters. A lot of the characters are hilarious. You know, so even the ones that I mentioned that were just there, like Rosette, Catra, Burgard, they do have their moments of hilarity. And when Van and Aaron gets going, they get going. Unlike with, the previous games, very limited characters bring the humor, like Olivier, Nadia, in Reverie, LP, even Tira's mom, Dr. Russell. Is it Dr. Russell? Yeah, I forgot. Tira's mom. They do bring the humor, but in terms of characters that have quality humor, yeah, I think Daybreak outnumbers all of them. Because even the Dominions, even Heiwei, even Shizuna, yeah, Shizuna's funny as hell. So the humor is not just concentrated on a few characters, it's spread out. And Van being a great character, he gets to interact with the funny people in the right side and the wrong side of the law. So yeah, it's a really fresh take on the Trails protagonist. So yeah, I guess that's it. Hopefully I made sense. But the bottom line here is I can't wait for Trails Through Daybreak 2 and 3. Hopefully it releases in 2025 as well. And we can dream. Yeah, I guess that's it. I think I've rambled on long enough. So thank you for your time to listen to my thoughts regarding Daybreak. I hope I made some sort of sense. And yeah, like I said, the finale video of Daybreak. After this one, we're gonna continue on with Nier Replicant. So if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, and if you wish to be updated on my uploads, hit subscribe and the notification bell. You can also follow me on social media, links will be in the description down below. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in Nier Replicant.